Hello, in this video I'm going to cover the Elasticache Blueprint. Specifically, I'm going to cover Redis in this video. This blueprint can be used to create either Memcache or Redis, but I'm going to cover Redis. Let's see. The README here talks about how you can configure pretty much any property on the resource via parameters. And additionally, if you can't configure via parameters, you can always configure it with variables. So it's pretty flexible. The usage here is you just add the blueprint to your gem file via this one line right here. Then you configure the config values by running lono seed. Here's some examples, some configurations right there. And then you deploy. That's pretty much it. I'm just going to deploy to one environment for the sake of this demo. Let's see, what else can we do here? It's talking about configure more details. So to provision a Redis node, we're going to have to change the engine from Memcache to Redis because the default engine is actually Memcache. And then we also do have to set the VPC ID. The VPC ID is a requirement in this blueprint. You could use existing security groups if you have some pre-created, and you could actually just specify them in VPC security group IDs here. Or you can leave that blank, and then it's going to use the VPC ID here that you set to create a managed security group for you, and assign that to the Redis node. Let's see, auto-manage cache subnet group. So if you have existing cache subnet group name that you want to use, you just plug that in as a parameter, and then it's going to use that. Otherwise, you have to set the subnets, and then it's going to use the subnets to create the cache subnet group. Okay, and then you could customize any other advanced properties via actually this variable here. It just overrides everything. So that covers the README. So I think we're ready to kind of jump into the demonstration here. So let's grab that line, go to our gem file. You could throw that in there, but of course I have this blueprint method up here. That makes it just more concise. So I'm going to use that instead. Once you have that, you bundle. Then once your bundle is done, you go lono seed ElastiCache. Name the blueprint. That's going to generate some starter config files, and we'll just take a look at them real quick. There's a variables file. Variables files here can actually cut. You could add ingress rules to the managed security group that is created by the blueprint, or you can just leave it alone. I'm just going to leave it alone for now, but there's actually a way to codify the ingress rules with the managed security group via variables right there. So that's pretty neat. Here's what we're going to really focus on, the parameters. We're going to change this to Redis. That's what we're doing for this video. We're not going to use existing security groups. That's how you would do it. We're just use the managed security group. Because of that, we do need to set this VPC. I'm going to use the default VPC for the sake of simplicity here. And there's a helper method that is built into Lono called default VPC that's going to return the default VPC. So I'm going to go ahead and use that. You could obviously plug in your VPC 111, whatever your VPC. Let me spell that right. Whatever your VPC ID, you plug it in there directly too. So if you use custom VPCs and everything, it doesn't have to be the default VPC. So because cache subnet group name is not provided here, I'm going to have to provide subnets. So for subnets, I'm using the default subnets too, and there's another helper for that. That's called default subnets. That returns an array, so we have to join it with a comma because subnets expects a comma separated list here, and that should be like that. Okay. That looks all good. So we're going to go ahead and launch just now and then continue. So lono cfn deploy Elasticache, sure. So I'm going to deploy that. That's essentially the same command that's in the README because lono env defaults to development. And there we see it. We see the create in progress for the stack. So let's go ahead and verify that we see that in the console also. Here's the create in progress. You click on that, and you see the events, and it's starting to create everything. So it takes a couple minutes to create the Redis nodes here. So I'm going to go ahead and pause so y'all don't have to wait. Okay, so that finished creating. It took about 4 minutes or so. You can also see it right here, 4 minutes or so, to create the database, the Redis database. You can see the resources here. I created a security group, the managed one I was mentioning, the cache subnet group, the managed one also that I was mentioning. Let's make this a little wider here. And then I created the cache cluster itself. So this is the Redis cluster. Let's click on it so we can go right to it. Oh, it's taking a while to load. Maybe you have to click there. I'm not sure. I wonder if that link is working right there. Huh. Looks like that might be a bug in the AWS console. Anyway, so you click on ElastiCache. You see Redis right here, and there you go. You see the primary endpoint, the node, and you can see that it was provisioned with the subnet group that was managed here. And somewhere here, there's the security group also. Okay, and you could configure pretty much all the parameters and make it a lot more custom than this. But I just want to do a quick demo so you can see how it all works and everything. Okay, I believe that covers everything. So that is it. Okay, hopefully you found this video helpful. Cheers.